I am not who I appear to be on TV. I get mad, I get anxious, I get frustrated, I get impatient. You're pregnant. There's rumors.
Don't discuss that.
All right, you're not being pregnant. If you're not pregnant, then we should.
My goodness.
I'm a comedian who got a talk show, and I ended the show every day by saying, be kind to one another. Had I ended my show by saying, go fuck yourselves.
For years, Ellen DeGeneres crafted a brand so unmistakable that it boiled down to 3 core traits: friendly, funny, and altruistic. Her catchphrase, a simple yet powerful 2-word mantra, "Be kind," was the banner she proudly waved, reminding viewers to carry the same message into their lives. But as we would soon learn, Ellen's version of kindness had loopholes. Be kind, except if you were one of her employees, many of whom spoke out about a toxic workplace culture, rife with mental abuse and allegations of sexual harassment by senior producers. Be kind, unless it meant getting a quick laugh at a fan's expense on live TV. Be kind, unless she could humiliate a pregnant guest by pressuring her to drink alcohol on air. Be kind, but mostly when it helped build her brand or attracted major donations from big corporations to her causes. For nearly 4 decades, Ellen sold us all on the image of a lovable, down-to-earth TV host. She was even awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, a crowning achievement in her seemingly spotless career. But then the facade began to crack. The woman who had symbolized kindness now appeared distant from the very ideals she preached, as stories from behind the scenes painted a much darker portrait. In the span of just a year, the empire she had spent 40 years building began to collapse, piece by piece. Yet, through it all, Ellen has managed to frame herself as the one wronged, seemingly unable to grasp the irony of her downfall. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the fall of one of television's most beloved figures and explore the disastrous unraveling of Ellen DeGeneres' career. At age 23, Ellen lacked direction, taking on various odd jobs out of necessity. Despite searching for meaning in life, she stumbled upon stand-up comedy, not out of passion but due to her natural humor. Her lack of emotional attachment actually worked to her advantage, allowing her to take risks and seize every opportunity that came her way. After winning Showtime's Funniest Person in America contest in 1982, Ellen began performing stand-up in New Orleans and eventually landed a spot on The Tonight Show in 1986. Her unique, nonchalant style, coupled with the fact that she was a woman in a male-dominated industry, set her apart and opened doors for numerous opportunities. Ellen's journey from odd jobs to stand-up success showcases how embracing opportunities and staying true to oneself can lead to remarkable achievements in unexpected ways. From minor sitcom roles to starring in her own show, Ellen's success skyrocketed in 1994 with the hit series Ellen. However, it wasn't just her quirky humor that made history. It was her real-life decision to come out as gay during the 4th season, culminating in the iconic Puppy episode in 1997. This groundbreaking moment attracted 42 million viewers, marking the first time a lead character on television had come out. Despite critical acclaim, the show faced backlash from advertisers like Chrysler, McDonald's, and Coca-Cola, leading to its cancellation. Ellen's career suffered as roles dried up, raising questions about possible blacklisting due to her sexuality or simply unsuccessful projects. Meanwhile, Ellen's personal life was also under scrutiny. Her high-profile relationship with actress and Hetchy captivated the tabloids, but it eventually spiraled into a public breakup. Hetchy later revealed struggles with mental health, and their tumultuous relationship became a point of public fascination. Some believed Ellen's career dip was tied to the drama, while others saw her as a trailblazer fighting an uphill battle in a prejudiced industry. Yet, Ellen didn't stay down for long. She returned to stand-up, released another special, The Beginning, and while her material shifted toward more socially conscious humor, sometimes earning more applause than laughter, she remained a beloved figure. Her comeback culminated with The Ellen DeGeneres Show, which became one of the most successful daytime talk shows in history. Ellen transformed from a struggling comedian to a television icon, proving that resilience and authenticity are sometimes the best punchlines of all. In 2001, Ellen DeGeneres returned to television with her second sitcom, The Ellen Show. Unfortunately, low ratings led to its cancellation after just one season. Things were looking grim for Ellen until 2003, when her career took a dramatic turn. That year, she voiced the forgetful yet lovable Dory in Pixar's Finding Nemo. The film became a massive success, earning $871 million at the global box office, making it the second highest-grossing film of 2003, and breaking records with over 40 million DVDs sold. Also in 2003, Ellen released her third comedy special, Here and Now, which many consider to be her best. Known for her quirky and relatable humor, she stayed far from controversial topics like race, religion, or politics, choosing instead to build her brand on positivity and charm. This relentless positivity, along with her friendly demeanor, made her the perfect candidate for a talk show host. On September 8, 2003, The Ellen DeGeneres Show premiered. From day one, Ellen brought a fresh energy to the daytime talk show circuit. She became known for her exuberant personality, spontaneous dance moves, and playful interviews. In a time when tabloid culture was ruthless and cutthroat journalists were hunting for celebrity drama, Ellen positioned herself as a safe haven for celebrities. They could come to her show, have fun, and enjoy lighthearted conversations without fear of scandalous interrogation. As Robin Williams once said, her vibe made you feel like you're with a really brilliant 12-year-old. Ellen's unique approach struck a chord with viewers, and her show quickly became one of the top 15 talk shows on TV, averaging 2.4 million daily viewers. Over the years, she racked up 33 Daytime Emmy Awards, including 2 for Outstanding Host and 3 for Outstanding Show. She even hosted the 2007 Academy Awards. In Oprah's words, Ellen radiated peace and satisfaction, seeming to live at her highest potential. However, this was also when cracks in her facade started to show. The first sign of trouble came during the 2007 Writers Guild of America strike, where writers sought better pay for DVD residuals, a huge issue given that Ellen's own DVD sales were soaring. Her DVDs, featuring highlights from the first 3 seasons of The Ellen Show, were flying off the shelves at Target. Many major talk show hosts like David Letterman, Jay Leno, Jon Stewart, and Conan O'Brien showed solidarity with the striking writers, temporarily halting their shows. Conan even went as far as paying his writers out of his own pocket during the strike. He made it clear, these are very talented, very creative people who work extremely hard. I believe what they're asking for is fair. Ellen, however, took a different route. She chose to keep her show going, telling her audience, I love my writers, I support them, and I hope they get everything they're asking for. But in the meantime, people have traveled across the country. They've made plans. They're here, and I want to give you a show. Some saw this decision as noble. Ellen had over 100 staff members, and halting the show could mean they wouldn't get paid. She might also have had contractual obligations to fulfill. But to others, her actions were contradictory. While she claimed to support the strike, continuing to work undermined the entire purpose of the walkout, to stop business as usual until change was made. This decision marked the beginning of whispers about the reality behind the scenes at the Ellen DeGeneres Show, as some employees began to reveal what life was really like working on the show. A former writer for Ellen DeGeneres' 2001 sitcom described an uncomfortable dichotomy between Ellen's on-screen persona and her behavior during rehearsals. They recalled how Ellen would charm everyone with her comic timing and smile during rehearsals, only for her expression to immediately change to one of disdain when the director yelled, "Cut." She would then level harsh criticism at the writers, saying, "Why do you keep writing these unfunny jokes?" Depending on how you view it, this could be seen as either Ellen being disingenuous, hiding a rude, fake personality behind her public image, or simply being a blunt boss delivering necessary criticism. However, the next accusation casts her in a much darker light. One talented writer from Ellen's show claims she used his jokes in her stand-up routine, filled 2 pages of her book with his words, and promised him a job on her new show. But when he met with a producer, he was told he lacked the necessary experience. Ellen then feigned helplessness, pretending she couldn't assist him, even after having profited from his work. While these accusations may sound alarming now, they came to light in 2007, a time when Ellen was still widely beloved. Even if people had known about these incidents, many likely wouldn't have believed them. After all, Ellen was too graceful, too kind. The world saw her as exactly the same person off-screen as she was on it. For the next decade, Ellen reigned supreme in the entertainment industry, seemingly untouchable. In 2011, when the Oprah Winfrey Show ended, Ellen looked poised to take the throne as the queen of daytime TV. Though Ellen's show typically focused on entertainment rather than politics or serious social issues, she became a comfortable alternative for millions of viewers. Additionally, Ellen and Jimmy Fallon capitalized on YouTube as a way to connect with younger audiences. Even if many viewers never sat down to watch a full episode of The Ellen Show, they likely saw viral clips of her celebrity interviews, musical performances, and memorable moments on YouTube. Over the past decade, Ellen amassed over 23 billion views on the platform. Her show became the go-to destination for viral stars, no matter how mundane their stories were. And each interview would almost always culminate in Ellen giving away gifts, often sponsored by big brands, such as the time she gifted the viral Damn Daniel kid a lifetime supply of Vans sneakers or gave Mary Catherine Backstrom, a Facebook sensation, $20,000. Yet, some started to question whether Ellen's seemingly generous gifts were purely selfless, or if they were more of a marketing tactic. Brands sponsoring the show often presented these charitable contributions as little more than promotional ads. One of the major turning points in the public's shifting opinion of Ellen DeGeneres. A striking example of this occurred when Ellen had a college student on her show who had been donating blood for months just to afford a computer. After buttering her up, Ellen announced that Shutterfly would cover her tuition, only for her producer to later reveal that wasn't true. The student was given a computer, but no tuition assistance. This moment left a sour taste for some.
That's a lot of college.
It's a lot.
Yeah, how much is tuition?
It's like more than $50,000 right now. I get a little bit of financial aid, but
Yeah.
it's a lot. Yeah, it's a
Well,
lot.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
And your story is very sweet. And so I talked to my friends at Shutterfly. They want to help pay for... I'm sorry. What does that mean? I just haven't. Okay. So this is awkward, but so we're going to give you a computer.
Great. I mean,
What is it? We have the computer.
I have a computer, but
Okay, but it's...
Given Ellen's own vast wealth, many felt she could have stepped in herself to offer financial help when Shutterfly did not. After all, Ellen had built much of her career on charitable acts, becoming loved for her support of people facing difficult circumstances and her recognition of everyday heroes in their communities. Even after the disastrous effects of Hurricane Harvey, Ellen was there, helping families recover. This one mistake with the college student paled in comparison to her many charitable contributions, but it did start to show that not everything on The Ellen Show was as sincere as it seemed. Another interview that resurfaced amid the backlash against Ellen DeGeneres was with Mariah Carey in 2008, where Ellen placed the singer in a similarly uncomfortable position. At the time, rumors were swirling that Mariah was pregnant, but she had not made any official announcement. During their sit-down, Ellen, eager to get an exclusive scoop, brought up the topic and tried to push Mariah into confirming the pregnancy on air. Mariah, who was clearly uncomfortable, repeatedly tried to deflect the conversation, but Ellen wouldn't relent. Then, in a move that many saw as inappropriate, Ellen handed Mariah a glass of champagne and encouraged her to drink. This put Mariah in a terrible predicament. Either drink the alcohol while possibly pregnant or refuse and essentially confirm the rumors.
You're pregnant. There's rumors.
don't discuss that.
All right, well, you don't have to
No,
answer.
that's okay. No, honestly,
you
how
don't
do
have to
I- how
answer.
do I-
Let's just toast with champagne and decide
But
if
they've been saying that since we...
you're not being pregnant. If you're not pregnant, then we
Oh
should.
my goodness.
Mariah, visibly caught off guard, pretended to sip the drink, but Ellen pressed on, exclaiming, "You're pregnant!" What makes this moment even more disturbing is that just weeks later, Mariah had to announce a heartbreaking miscarriage. In hindsight, this moment became especially painful for fans and Mariah herself, as she later confirmed that she was indeed pregnant during the interview and had miscarried shortly afterward. She reflected on the experience, saying, "I wasn't ready to tell anyone because I had a miscarriage. I don't want to throw anyone that's already been thrown under the bus. But I didn't enjoy that moment." One of the major turning points in the public's shifting opinion of Ellen DeGeneres was her infamous 2019 interview with actress Dakota Johnson. In this awkward exchange, Ellen jokingly accused Dakota of not inviting her to her 30th birthday party, to which Dakota confidently replied, "Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited." This interaction quickly became a viral moment, and many saw it as an example of Ellen's passive-aggressive behavior. Some speculated that this could have been an exaggerated, pre-rehearsed conversation, as many daytime talk show interviews are carefully scripted for comedic effect. However, others believe Dakota was genuinely calling Ellen out on her unkindness.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited. Last year, you gave me a bunch of about not inviting you, but I didn't even know you wanted to be invited.
Well, who doesn't want to be invited to a party?
Well, I didn't even know you liked me.
Of course I like you. You knew I liked you. You've been on the show many times, and don't I show like?
Social media platforms like Reddit and Twitter buzzed with discussions about the exchange, and it led to resurfaced clips from older interviews where Ellen's behavior seemed at odds with her kind persona. These moments, compounded with mounting online discourse, began to erode Ellen's reputation. What had once been seen as playful or lighthearted banter was now being reinterpreted as insensitivity or even cruelty, further unraveling her carefully maintained image of kindness. It wasn't just celebrities who found themselves in these uncomfortable situations. Ordinary people and audience members on Ellen's show were often placed in awkward or humiliating scenarios, which further called into question Ellen's supposed commitment to kindness. Ellen's perceived kindness came under scrutiny during an episode where she set up a free merchandise table for her audience members. Each person was instructed to take just one item to test their honesty. However, one woman named Nancy took a mug, walked away, and then returned to grab a pin and a shot glass. Ellen aired footage of this incident in front of the entire audience, publicly shaming Nancy for taking 2 extra items. To add insult to injury, she even set up a makeshift jail to put the woman in, which many viewed as low and petty behavior. This incident contributed to a growing narrative around Ellen's off-camera persona.
You know, let that be a lesson to you, because you think it is. You think nobody's watching you, and you just need to be a good person just because you want to be a good person. You go sit in that Ellen jail over there right now. No, you'll steal stuff back there. Come here, this way.
In 2019, after 15 years of dominating daytime television, the first signs of trouble began to surface. It started with a December 2018 New York Times article titled, "Ellen is not as nice as you think." The piece coincided with the release of Ellen's Netflix comedy special Relatable, which poked fun at her own public image. In the special, Ellen joked about how her "be kind" mantra came with downsides, like how she could never be unkind in public or even honk her car horn without people criticizing her for not living up to her brand. During the interview for the New York Times piece, conducted at Ellen's home, the journalist suggested that Ellen's public image forced her to always be kind. In response, Ellen's wife, Portia de Rossi, added a candid and surprising comment, "Just remember, the nicer they are, the more they are going to screw you." The interviewer was taken aback, as her intentions were not negative. But this exchange exposed a tension in how Ellen and her inner circle viewed the pressure of maintaining her kind persona. When asked about the anonymous complaints and tabloid stories that hinted Ellen wasn't always kind to her staff, Ellen vehemently denied the allegations. She responded, That bugs me if someone is saying that, because it's an outright lie. She went on to explain that, from day one, she had made it clear that everyone on her team should feel proud to work there, and if not, they shouldn't stay. She added, "No one is going to raise their voice or not be grateful. That's the rule." What Ellen didn't realize was that this very quote would soon come back to haunt her. It foreshadowed the slew of allegations about a toxic work environment behind the scenes of The Ellen Show. Yet, despite these early warning signs, none of her staff felt confident enough to publicly share their experiences at that time. It would take more than a year for the floodgates to open, as Ellen's carefully crafted persona began to unravel, and the public started to see a very different side of the Queen of Kindness. In 2020, BuzzFeed News published a report on 10 former employees of The Ellen DeGeneres Show, highlighting a culture of fear and intimidation. One employee, a Black woman, described experiencing racism from colleagues, such as being confused with another Black coworker due to their box braids. When she spoke up about discrimination, she was isolated by her colleagues. Workers felt pressured to be grateful for their job at Ellen's show, with producers creating an environment where expressing gratitude was expected. There was a culture of fear among staff, inhibiting them from raising concerns with management. Allegations were made against producer Ed Glavin, who was accused of inappropriate behavior by 36 employees, along with head writer Kevin Lehman. Glavine was accused of touching employees inappropriately, creating an uncomfortable atmosphere. Lehman faced more serious allegations, including making lewd comments and engaging in inappropriate behavior at work events. Following the allegations, Warner Media launched an investigation into the claims. The revelations tarnished Ellen's reputation as a symbol of kindness, with a former Warner Brothers employee suggesting that the company overlooked misconduct allegations to protect the show's profitability.
We were told from the very beginning, don't talk to Ellen, don't do this, you can't, go into her office. It was very nerve-wracking, very stressful. We all walked on eggshells all the time. We were in our production meetings and she would watch Ed go off on people. Ellen would look at Ed and she would laugh, because I was hoping she was going to say, "Ed, you can't be yelling at crew this way. You can't be yelling at people this way." She laughed and she said, "Every production needs their dog."
Meaning
Ed is her dog.
Like her attack dog.
Her attack dog, so therefore she doesn't need to do that. He took the role of being the attack.
Controversy surrounding the mistreatment of employees during the pandemic shocked many and drew widespread attention. Despite public support from celebrity friends, critics emphasized the need to address the mistreatment claims. Ellen vaguely acknowledged the issues but downplayed their severity, likely for legal reasons. Warner Media's investigation resulted in the firing of 3 senior producers, although they denied any wrongdoing. Many suspected that the dismissals were more about protecting Ellen's image than admitting fault. The controversy surrounding the toxic work environment at the Ellen DeGeneres Show damaged Ellen's once positive image, leading to calls for accountability and transparency in how employees are treated, damaging Ellen's once sterling reputation. Despite her reputation for kindness and accolades, mistreatment allegations led to backlash. To protect Ellen's image, Ellen apologized in the opening monologue of season 18 amid declining viewership. In May 2021, Ellen announced the show's end after season 19, citing it as a creative decision despite plummeting ratings, sparking skepticism. Criticism intensified as Ellen appeared to face accountability for the controversy, ultimately leading to the show's cancellation due to low viewership. Ellen's handling of the situation reinforced perceptions of her as a narcissist rather than genuinely kind. The disparity between her public persona and mistreatment of staff damaged her image. While some argued the employees exaggerated their experiences, the seriousness of the allegations remained. Ellen's charitable actions were seen positively despite the controversy. She is set to release a comedy special, hinting at bitterness and addressing the backlash humorously on social media. This suggests an attempt to reclaim her narrative amidst the fallout from the controversies.